me with good news. Has your kingdom been forgotten? Are your people confused? Lead us back to ancient paths. Transplant your glorious garden soon.
Why, hello there. Welcome to Hanging on His Words, my first live stream. Not ever. I've done a live stream before with other brothers in the past, but this is my first time kind of operating behind the control panel by myself. So this will be interesting. You might get a laugh out of this. Hopefully not too much laughing, but I would appreciate your help maybe just to see, first of all, can you guys hear me? I'm checking in the comments here in the live chat. Hello, chat. Welcome. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Are your senses working, or am I ineptly not performing properly here? Give me a thumbs up or just a yes in the chat there. Clear. Awesome. Okay. Sweet. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to start to the top here. I figured one of the reasons why I wanted to do this so badly is just there's so many people over the years who've commented on my YouTube videos or just on the social media stuff, and I wanted to be able to kind of hang out, I guess. I know this isn't necessarily the type of hangout that we all desire and want in this life, but I guess this is a decent alternative to be able to kind of mingle with each other virtually. So I'm going to start to the top here, see who we got. We got brother George M. Burr. Hey, brother, how are you doing? Guys, if you don't know who George is, you got to know. He's amazing. He's got quite a technical background. He was on Matthew Beaver's Back to the Covenant channel, I think it was a couple months ago, presenting about the sun and the moon and distances and calculations and all that stuff that's necessary to, prove that we're not crazy, us biblical cosmologists. So I highly recommend that you go check out that interview. It was well done. And I believe it was Brother George's first time ever presenting live as well. So he did an amazing job, and he's just a brother who's supported me over the last little while, and so we really do appreciate him. Sharon Wakefield, hello, sister, welcome. Jesse Tissel, hey Ken, I struggle. Hey, let me put this up here. Okay, this is actually pretty easy to do this. They've made this rather intuitive. I didn't think I would be able to get things going this quick like this, but this is pretty cool. Jesse Tissel says, hey, Ken, I struggle with the fear that unless I say the correct name of the Father and Son, I will not be saved or heard in prayer. Second, I fear as a Gentile, I will not be allowed into the kingdom. Brother Jesse, well, you don't need to be fearing about that stuff because it's not about how to correctly pronounce names. Yahweh is the one who created languages from Genesis 11. If you recall reading that chapter, yeah, he created languages, and men call upon his name in those languages. So Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh, however, right? It's not about how you pronounce it. Yahweh is so amazing. He's the creator of all things. He knows what you're thinking. He knows the intents of your heart. He knows that you're calling on him. So even if you want to use one of his titles, God, Creator, Master, Lord, whatever, he knows who you're talking about. And same with his son. If you want to call on his son Yeshua, Jesus, it doesn't matter, brother. You just use whatever name you're familiar with, whatever you're comfortable with, and they know that you're referring to them when you're doing it. So don't put too much stress on your heart and on your life worrying about that stuff. And second, well, I should say, it has nothing to do with salvation. I'm not sure where you're getting that from. I know there's people out there who kind of want to create, these issues regarding pronunciations and tying it into salvation, and they're just not correct in saying that. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that you have to do that anyways. So Don't worry about that, brother. Second, I fear as a Gentile, I will not be allowed into the kingdom, brother. If you ascribe to Yahweh and his son Yeshua, that's how I call them, Yahweh and Yeshua. I'll intermittently throw in Jesus and maybe God for those who aren't familiar with those Hebraic names, just for familiarity purposes. That you're you're grafted in, brother. You're not a Gentile technically, according to scriptures. You were of the nations. You came to faith in Yahweh and His Son. Put your faith in His Son Yeshua as your high priest, someone who died for you and stepped into His role so He could minister on our behalf before the Father. You believe all that stuff. You're no longer a Gentile, bro. You're Israel. So that's part of the amazing news of God's gospel of the kingdom, right? So you will be allowed to step into the kingdom. And in order to do so, one day, literally step into his kingdom, Yeshua's got to resurrect you. And that's the power that the Father has given to him to be able to do that for you. So don't stress on that stuff, brother. Just keep studying, keep praying, keep pressing in. Run Boston Bear. Hey brother, how you doing? Shalom. Ethereal Creations, definitely happy to see you doing live streams, brother. Thank you. It's a long time coming. Yeah, I kind of put this stuff off because I wasn't sure if I would be able to do it really. I didn't think I'd be maybe effective. I thought it would deter from my abilities of creating content the way I normally do. Normally when I release a video, it takes quite a long time to do that. And I figured I put all my motivation and efforts into that as opposed to just live streaming. But it's I watch people like Sean, West Plays, other brothers who live stream, and I'm like, why am I not doing this? I should be able to just hang out every once in a while. I think one of the main reasons is the time zone difference. So I'm up here in Canada. It's unfortunate that probably a lot of you guys are hours behind me. So I'm starting here at 8 p.m. my time, maritime time in Canada, and I have a feeling a lot of you folks who are going to be majority from the United States watching and joining are hours behind, which is frustrating and annoying because it's probably getting close to your supper time, depending on where you're at, which state you're from. So I didn't think like people would be wanting to join in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5, whatever time it is, wherever you guys are at. So that's another reason why. And I'm someone who just, if you've seen me on Sean's live streams in the past, I tend to get tired because when he starts his live streams, they're at a good time when everyone can join in normally, right? 7 p.m., 8, 9, whatever. But that ends up being like quite a bit later into my night, and I'm just like out of it. My mind shuts off and I'm ready to hit the hay. So that's one of the reasons. But I figured, what? I'm not going to let that do that. Whoever joins. It doesn't matter how long you stay for. It's appreciated. Just popping in, saying hello. But yeah, I want to do this for you folks. This world's dark and hurting, and people are looking for fellowship as much as they can. And I figured, why not? It can't hurt. And even if people can't really join live, perhaps you can watch this after the live stream's over and be edified and encouraged by whatever it is that I talk about. What else we got? GR Cleve, brother and sister. Shalom. You guys are awesome. GR Cleve, these folks are amazing. They sent me probably the best barbecue sauces I've ever had. I sent a bunch. It was like 5 or 6 of them. They sent them to my wife and I in the mail. And they're all from Kansas City. They've won awards and stuff like that, these barbecue sauces. So yeah, we've been loving them, and I really do appreciate you guys. You're amazing. Victor Wolfer Jr. Shalom, brother. He says, amazing. Love you so much, big brother. Can't wait to see what is to be talked about. Shalom. Hello. Well, I guess I would be your elder. You're assuming that. I don't know. Maybe you're older than me. Probably not. You look young in your picture, so I'll call you little bro then if you're cool with that. But yes, it's today's just more of a test, just to see how I can do this stuff, if it's going to work out for me. It seems, like I said, pretty intuitive, so I'm going to hide that. Duran, shalom, how's it going? Beneath the Mighty One, let's go, Ken. Yeah, let's go. Arthur Reichel, shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, Arthur. Courtney Stringer, shalom, sister. Found It brothers. Hey, Josh, how you doing, brother? This is a brother that hopefully in the future I can get him on a live stream. We can discuss some cool things. I was supposed to go on a live stream with him and his brother a while back. I think he was talking about hell and Sheol and stuff like that. And I don't remember what happened. I can't remember if I was sick or something like that. And I couldn't do it. But brother, I want to get you on, and or I'll come on your side of things too. So hit me up. Carla Malberg, hey sister, how you doing? Philip Henry, hey brother. Tyler Porter. This guy's always just I don't think I've ever seen anything negative come from this brother, to be honest with you. Everywhere I've posted stuff, he's always just like throwing up like this stuff. Shalom, shalom, and much love. And he's got the emojis and all that stuff. He's just a positive dude. It's awesome. Appreciate it, brother. Tracy Jones, hey sister. She's saying greetings from Marble Falls, Texas. Much love to you, Kingdom family. Yes, we are a family. We are a Kingdom family. That's true. We're all future immortals, and this is the promise of the covenant that God has made with in covenant mankind. We get to walk in his kingdom one day, and we won't have to do this virtually, right? I mean, it's kind of cool to think about. One day we'll be walking the streets of gold, and if I want to go to see Sister Tracy, I can just zoom on over there, fly on over there, right? I don't even have to knock on her door. I can just appear like Yeshua did through, locked doors and say, hey, what's up? I'll likely knock, sister, just so you know in the future when this scenario happens in the kingdom, I won't just show up like that. That's kind of creepy, actually. Yeah, Q. Shalom and blessings, family. Hello. We got the West Blaze. Hey, brother. How you doing, brother? Wes is awesome. He's working on some music. I'm excited for that. He sent me a little. Hopefully, I'm not like giving things away here, brother. Sorry. He sent me a little snippet of one of his new tunes that he's been working on, and I think he's singing in it. It sounds like he's not just rapping. Like there's a little bit of a melody to it. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. I want to see what that ends up sounding like. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's probably what you sent me was going to be presented at the Kingdom Conference coming up. So that's cool. Country Dad. Hey, Matt. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you guys. Another brother who just always encouraging. Him and Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, you know who you are. You guys are always just encouraging and, sending emails and asking how I'm doing. And, yeah, you guys are just awesome. I love this family. It's amazing. Sorry. Wes, I should put this up earlier. I hope he hangs out with us and presents something. Yeah, this is part of the plan, right? To hang out with you guys. And I was planning on presenting something. We'll see. We'll see how time goes. I didn't want to take up too much time for my first live stream because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to interact and click buttons and do all that stuff efficiently like those of you veterans who've been doing it for a long time. But, it's like I said, it was looking pretty easy. So maybe I will. Amanda Rodriguez, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, sister. To those who are celebrating Shabbat, depending on which calendar you follow and what time you start your Shabbating at. Shabbat Shalom to those who start sunset on Friday evenings. And to those who are sunrise tomorrow morning, Shabbat Shalom to you. Country Kid, here we go. We got another family member of Matt. Country Dad and Beetlejuice. I don't know if Beetlejuice is in here. She might not be, but Christine J. Dandelion Designs. Shalom, everyone. I don't know if I've seen you around, but welcome. Appreciate you coming on to hang out for the first live stream. All right. Who's this? Sunship Identity. I'm here. Hello, Sunship. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Sister Joy. Howdy. Howdy back to you. You're always kind and delightful. Appreciate you too. What do we got here? Early adopter. That's cool. Woot back. Daniel Colomb. Shalom all. How's it going, brother? Some of these names I'm not familiar with. Every once in a while when I do a live stream with Sean or whoever else, West Blaze, I'll scan the chat and see who's all in there. I'm not the greatest multitasker, which is another reason why I thought maybe I wouldn't be so good at this. Because, you can ask my wife about that. I'm not a multitasker. When someone's speaking and I'm doing something, I tune the other thing out because I can't focus on doing two things at once or three things. So I'm very impressed with those who are able to do that, juggle many balls at once. It's very impressive. Maybe my juggling skills will be worked on. I don't know. Sonship Identity from Minnesota. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining. A homesteading hustle. Welcome. So yeah, the reason why I brought that up was because I'm familiar with several people here so far, but there's a bunch of new names, new tags that I have not come across. So this is kind of cool that that there's some new people. It seems like, unless you just haven't interacted before and you're not new. I'm just gonna assume you're new, and if you're new, welcome. Bill Daniels, how's it going, brother? Shabbat shalom, everyone. Rick Miller posting up a psalm. Yes, psalms are amazing. What else we got in here before we move on? The coming day, yes. The day of the Lord, I'm assuming. Is that what you're referring to? Praise Yah, shalom. Yes, the day of the Lord is what an amazing thing. It's our hope. That day comes sooner rather than later. It's the great and terrible day. Great for those of us who are in covenant. Not so great for those who aren't. So for those who aren't, get in covenant. It's amazing. It'll be amazing. It'll be well worth it. All right. I'm like way behind on this chat. I don't know how. Okay. Howard, brother. This is another man. Love this man. You're doing just fine. And yes, we hear you. Great. Okay. I'm assuming I'm like way behind on this chat because I asked about the mic levels and stuff like that a while back. Yeah, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. You're awesome. You know why you're awesome, brother. We got Paul Curto. Good. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna go down because there's been a lot more people joining, and I wasn't planning on doing this all night. However, I will highlight the super chats. That's cool. Okay, let's see how we do this. Show. Country Dad. Hey, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. What do you want me to do with this $20? Like, do you want me to juggle something, or maybe one of these live streams I'll pull out the guitar and play something. Okay. That is part of the plan. Is eventually I'll maybe sing some live tunes or something like that. We'll see. I don't know. Vader Bear, brother. Would love to have you on Circle. Yes, I know, bro. I know. It'll happen. It'll happen eventually. I'm not certain how many of these live streams I'm planning on doing. Like I can't commit to weekly right now. I'm going to try to do weekly, but just where I'm working a Monday to Friday typical job. I got it earlier this year. I had to because rent is not cheap where I'm at, and I'm sure everyone is feeling the closing in walls of inflation and cost of living and all that stuff in North America. So I had to pick up a job Monday to Friday, work pretty much 7:30 till 5 or 6. It's a rather laborious job too. And because for those of you who know me, who've been following me for a little while, we had some mandates in Canada back in 2021, a certain juicy juice type of mandate, if you know what I'm saying. Can't say the word, but I refused to do it. I'm definitely not going to compromise my morals, my faith, my bodily autonomy for a job. That's just silliness. So anyways, I had to get a job that's much less it's a grunt job, but you know what, it's okay. I've done grunt work all my life, so it's fine. It helps pay the bills, gets me out in the elements, in the sun. I have a tan, as you can see. I have my lobster complexion going here, and yeah, so it's good. Yahweh's good. He's providing. So yeah, so I want to be able to do live streams. It's just I'm dead tired at night, and I need to like prioritize things here because I know the most important, most effective part of my ministry is my videos when I release just like the type of videos I release. So I want to really focus in on that predominantly, but I will be doing more live streaming, and Vader will have you on, or I'll be coming on yours. All right. Oh man, we got another one of these. I should click it before it goes away. Sanctified. Oh, brother. What's up? How do you do this? Forgive me, guys. I'm again, like I don't really know what I gotta find that somewhere down here, I think. Oh, this is funny. Okay. Sanctified Supply Co. Thank you, brother. Hey, no need, brother. I'm trying to help you out. You guys, if you don't know who this guy is, him and his wife, Jerry and Lucia Cripps, I believe is their last name. They have this. Go check them out. Sanctified Supply Co. They have a YouTube channel. They have a clothing business. They're making good clothing. They do everything in house, and they use good materials. So I'm collaborating with them. I'm hoping soon, depending on their schedule. They just had a new baby, so I don't know what that's like yet, but I imagine it's quite hectic around the homestead. So we're collaborating, and hopefully you guys will soon see some good t-shirts and other things coming out of this company, Sanctified Supply Co. Because Teespring isn't amazing. I'm not thrilled with their quality, and it's a good option to use, and it's for the time being. It's pretty quick and effective for what it is. But I want to help other ministries who are Christian and people who follow commandments and promote that stuff for the branding. And so this is something that I've definitely wanted to do. So check them out, and thank you for that super chat. Not necessary, you guys. It's really not. Check Ezekiel. Shalom. Okay, I think we might move on here. Let's see what else. I'm just going to go to the bottom of the chat because this thing is going for a while here. Mosey Oak. He's saying, don't worry, brother. Hard work brings you closer to the Father. Yes, it does. Absolutely. And I was tired of, honestly, I was kind of tired of the health authority. That's what we call it here in Canada. It's the healthcare system. I've worked in it since 2011. And just the politics, and especially since the whole pandemic happened, like things just got ridiculous. And, taking a pay cut to do a different type of job where I'm not required to get, medically raped, I guess is the word. I'll take it. That's fine by me. Marcia. Hey, sister. How you doing? Love you. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you for a while. Okay. Oh, we got another super. I'm gonna go through these real quick before I move on to the next segment. Super sticker. Thank you, CS21. Thank you so much. Sister Kalena. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Appreciate that. That's nice. Okay, folks. Let's see here. Everything seems to be working all right. So basically, the intention for why I want to do these live streams, I kind of already said it, but it is to mingle with you guys. It'll be mingling. It'll be, hopefully, I just want to edify you, want to encourage you. I'm going to bring up passages of scripture, do topical stuff, kind of just pull things up on screen, read it, comment on it, see what you guys are thinking. Eventually, I'd like to do like prayer requests for people who need prayer. We'll just pray live. Stuff like that. I'm going to keep it simple for now. I'll probably come up with some other fun things to throw in there for you guys. Juggling might not be one of them, at least not now, but I can juggle 2 balls. So yeah, let's do some announcements. Let's see if I can pull this up here. You guys see that, hopefully. So we have the Kingdom Crew doing a virtual conference, as you can see, October 16th to the 22nd. I'm part of the Kingdom Crew, so, I got to promote this, right? It's been Sean and Wes so far, I think, who've been promoting this. So I got to get on the promotion ball here because I'm part of this crew. We're excited for this. As you can see, the guest speakers include me and Wes Blaze, Josh Keefe, Matt Jansen, yes, Michael Solomon, Chris Bailey, just a bunch of good bros. And I think there's even more than this that are going to be presenting. So please join us, guys. It'll be fun. I'm really trying to commit to getting one new song out. I have a brother. His name's Daniel James Heck. Brother, if you're watching this, or if you come across this stream later on, I got your message that you sent me a little bit ago. Sorry, I didn't get the phone call. I got your message though. A lot of people are dealing with crazy fires. We're dealing with it here in Canada. So my brother Daniel, he's dealing with a fire in his area, guys, in Texas, and so if you wouldn't mind praying for him, he's just acquired this land, and he thinks it sounds like there's people purposely setting stuff on fire, and he's got his homestead like burnt out type thing. So it's that's so stressful. It really is. It's hard to hear that. It hurts my heart. But brother Daniel's he helped me with Fallen Man, my other album. If you guys are familiar with my music, I write, record, produce music, and he helped me with the drums on that album. And so I wanted to get him involved in this new EP that I'm putting out. And so, yeah, brother, we're gonna have to jam it up when you're available, but no pressure, dude, because you're dealing with other things that are far more important than us collaborating. So don't worry about that. But yeah, so I'm gonna have music, hopefully one song at least done by the time that I have to present at the virtual conference. So look out for that. Not sure exactly what I'm going to be presenting on aside from that. I'm probably going to keep that under wraps for the time being. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I am, one sec here. No. I am going to be, sorry guys. I'm going to be live streaming with Sean. You guys know who Sean Griffin is, obviously from Kingdom in Context. And I'm going to be interviewing him next Friday, September 1st. So mark that in your calendar. We're going to be going over this bad boy here, Days of Noah. It's his brainchild put into an animated series. It's I'm personally stoked. This looks really cool. He's not like skimping out on this, guys. He's trying to make it legit, and from what I can tell so far, it's going to be impressive. So yeah, if you guys feel led to support him and his endeavors with this, please go do it. He's promoting it like crazy, and so I'm definitely going to help him promote it. So he's going to be joining me next week. Definitely doing a live stream next week, so join us for that. I'm probably going to start it later. Gonna have to suck it up. Maybe have a coffee when I get home from work and start the live stream a little bit later, just so people are having a better time to join for that. So yeah, Days of Noah, guys. This is gonna be sweet. A lot of awesome brothers. I know, what is it, 5 of these people on here on this panel. Sean, obviously, Drew, he's awesome, great artist. His wife Lori, bottom right, she's a voice actress. Love her voice in this. She's like that little, what is it? I want to reenact it, but I can't remember what the line is. But it's the female voice. If you watch the actual trailer, it's the only female voice. So that's who it is, and she's got a good voice, I must say. It works perfect. R.L. Smith, Sean just interviewed him. He's an author, YouTuber as well. Good brother who's trying to make waves in the social media world and getting his. He's an author that writes a lot of books, and he's trying to get that stuff out. So that'll be great. Marlo Eugene, he's sweet at making music, so he's involved too. Not really familiar with the rest of the brothers, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. What else we got here? Okay, so projects. I want to bring up some projects, guys, that I'm working on here. We've got calendars. All right, you guys might be familiar with this. This is the Creation Solar Calendar. I am going to be taking orders. I've been asked like crazy if people can buy, the wall calendars that I produced earlier this year. Actually, it was later last year. But yes, I'm all out of calendars right now, guys. I don't have anything. But I am, however, taking orders for next year's already, and that'll be in September. We're approaching September quickly, so keep an eye out for announcements for that, because I'll definitely want to start doing that earlier, so I get the ball rolling on that, because a lot of people want their calendars like way in advance, so they can mark them up and schedule things and all that fun stuff. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to look different than this, what you see on the screen here. This is the current month we're in right now. That's why I put it up here. Month number 6 in the solar calendar, the Zadok priestly calendar. We're on obviously day 6 here, the 6th day of day 6. And yeah, it's a cool calendar. I've enjoyed it so far. It's going to be a little more comprehensive, the next version. I've tweaked quite a few things. The design's going to look a little different. So hopefully this first gen calendar, for those of you who've bought it, you were impressed with it. Tracy Jones is saying the calendars are such a blessing. Thank you, sister. Put a little bit of time into this. So yeah, hopefully people are enjoying them and getting something out of them. But so yeah, keep an eye out for that when I make those announcements for next year's calendar. Um, I'm working on a website. So this is it's a goofy face there, but this is just a mock-up that I sent to the guy who's designing my website. I figured, because people have asked me, "Do you have a website that I can send to people?" And I don't have that. So I figured maybe now's the time to start considering having one. So this is kind of what I'm hoping the website will look like. I designed this mock-up, sent it to the guy who's making it, and yeah, so it's going to be essentially a one-stop shop for people to just kind of like go and check out my latest release of a video, to go get like PDF downloads of my modernized apocryphal books, the narrated versions of them as well. Stuff with the calendar. You can download the calendar there. So this is basically what it's going to kind of look like. There's going to be a resources tab. As you can see, the Creation Solar Calendar is going to have its own tab. It's going to have the video. It's going to have the ability to download. So you click on it, you download the actual calendar, and that's kind of what next year's calendar is going to look like. I've changed the cover a little bit too. So I'm excited for that. I hope it's going to be a blessing for folks. I like going to people's websites and kind of perusing and all that stuff. You know, in the about comment, or in the about heading at the top there, I'm going to have face statements, and it's just stuff like that people ask, like, what do you believe? And they want to know the particulars about what it is that I believe, because a lot of times, I'm sure you guys have probably experienced this in your own walk. People want to kind of group you and categorize you into something and say, what denomination are you? Or like who, that type of stuff. So I figured, I got to make a face statement. I got to make stuff that's just easy to access and describe kind of my ministry and what it is that I believe, because people want it. So got to get what the people want, right? To some degree. I'm having a blog section on it, which is awesome, because as you can see, the beautiful woman on the right, that's my wife. And I kind of randomly asked her as I was designing this mock-up, I was like, do you want to blog on my website? And she agreed to it. So yeah, you guys are going to get to know my wife a little bit through blogging, and I'm going to have a blog as well. She's very wise, guys. Not only is she obviously beautiful, but she's wise and well studied, well versed in the scriptures, and she's someone who I definitely feel comfortable with presenting opinions and scriptural analysis through a blog like this. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And also going to have her on the live stream too. We're gonna talk about some marriage stuff. I think her and I have quite the history, and it's hopefully going to encourage folks. And so I'm going to get her on a live stream one of these days, and you'll meet her in person. She's even more beautiful in person, guys. So I'm definitely lucked out. What else do we got here? So this is my recent apocryphal version that I uploaded to Patreon. It's only available to my patrons because, and I get a lot of people saying, why can't I have it, type thing. Like, I try to make everything free as much as possible, but I have to make the patrons feel somewhat set apart. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some sort of a special feeling to be a patron. If everybody just has access to stuff, it's like, what's the point, right? Come on. So I've made some stuff like that, patron only stuff. So yeah, it's basically just taking kind of the old English versions of these books that I believe should be part of our canon of scripture, and moving sentences around a little bit, tweaking words, just making the flow of the narrative a little easier to follow. I've gotten feedback on that, and then people have agreed that that's what it is. So that's it. I don't have access to the manuscripts themselves. I'm not a translator. I'm not a scholar when it comes to that stuff. So it's just simply modernizing it so that it reads a little easier. And I enjoy it personally. Obviously, I'm biased in saying that, but yeah. What else we got? Yeah, so I'm also working on a book. Trying to keep busy, as you can see, guys. Trying my hardest. I want to write a book. I think it'd be cool. It's something the Father's put on my heart for a little while, and I want to be able to do that before books stop becoming a reality and everything becomes digital. I want to be able to have a hard copy of something like that, and I want it to obviously teach the gospel message of the kingdom. Like, that's the main thrust of what the book is going to do. It's going to teach kind of the overarching context of scripture in a way that hopefully you can just hand it to somebody and just be like, you want to know the Bible? You want to know it in an intriguing way? Like, this book may help you. So that's kind of the goal with where I'm going with this book. I'm not going to give the name up yet because I've got a few names of it, and so I don't want to release anything into the interwebs yet. But Paul Curto, who will be your Days of Noah avatar character? This is not me, brother. This is my brother Sean Griffin over at Kingdom Context. This is his endeavor. I don't know who the characters are and who they're associated with the voices, because all I'm able to see is the trailer, and that's it. So I'm not sure. What I do know is I'm hopefully going to be one of the voices, because Sean had said that there's a ton of different characters, and they're going to need a variation of voice actors to play those parts. So I'll definitely lend out to that, because as you guys may know, maybe you don't know, I was a voice for brother Gary Arbo, who had made it a little animated children's series called Torah Town a few years back. I'm not sure. I think that's kind of on ice right now. I don't know what he's doing with it, but I was a character in it, and his name was Zachary, from Torah Town. And so that's I can kind of manipulate my vocal cords a little bit, So I've been practicing a little bit, and I don't want to give it away yet. I think when I have Sean on, I'll show you guys how well I can manipulate my voice. I think it's almost going to be like a tryout next week when I have Sean on. I'm gonna try out in front of you guys and him. I'm gonna see if I can become a character in Days of Noah. Because you know what, guys, I feel like it's if it comes to fruition, God willing, it's going to be popular. It's going to be very popular because we got Sean Griffin behind it. So it's going to be quite something, I think. Westplay says, I love it. I'm assuming that brutal voice you just heard, is that what you're loving? Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. I don't know how to get to these super stickers at the top. So this is part of the oh, okay. If I click that. There we go. Did I do one? I already did that. Okay, you guys are seeing how green I am at this. Practice makes perfect, right? Not gonna be perfect coming out the gate. I think that's it for announcements, projects, I said. And yeah, so I got a book. No idea when that's going to come out. That's basically, as I just told you, the projects, that's the order in which I'm going to be focusing on them. So yeah, that one's on at the back. And then obviously I got my normal videos. That's at the front. I've got a couple videos I'm working on, hoping to maybe release one early next week. Yeah. But other than that, how long have we been going? 40 minutes? Is that true? Man, time actually flies when you do this. I was like worried that I'd be stuttering and not knowing what to say, but I guess, yeah. Okay. Well, I was gonna bring up John 14, guys. I was working on a video, what, a month ago, and, through my research and studying, I ended up in John 14, and I was like, "Man, this is such a good chapter." I mean, obviously, the whole Bible's good, right? Clearly. But, John chapter 14 is cool, and I figured, you know what? I'm gonna potentially start my live streaming off with this chapter, and, so that's what I'm gonna do. Now this time, I'm gonna share my screen. Hopefully it doesn't catch fire or something. Share. Can you guys see that? Hopefully it's not like blurry and all that. In the comments, if you don't mind, just if you can see that and it's not like blurry and it's legible, do you mind just saying, yeah, I can see it, or give me a thumbs up or something real quick? Carla's saying kind of tiny. Ah, okay, that was kind of a fear. Oh, zoom in. Eric's saying zoom in. That's smart, Eric. Thank you. I'm glad you are smart. Um, how do you zoom in? Oh. Oh, okay. That's zooming in. Is that good though? Or should I zoom in more? Or did I kind of overcompensate there? GR Cleve saying teeny tiny in my phone. Oh gosh, okay, that's not good. Yeah, see, this was one of my fears, is like I was gonna try to screen share something and it just like it looks good on my screen, but I don't like that's irrelevant because you guys need to be able to see it too. So more. Philip Henry saying more. Marsha saying, okay, well, I'll give you more. You want more? Here we go. How's that? How's that for more? Is that too much more? Oh, we got brother Sean in here. Hey, bud. So, okay, Sean, I know why you do this. This is kind of fun. This is cool. I get it. We definitely need a live song performance tonight. Bust out the acoustic, bro. That's not happening tonight, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. My acoustic is tuned into like weird tuning, and bro, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Possibly in about 10 more live streams. Okay. You can remind me. Guys, for those of you who don't know, I'm like, I used to play guitar and drums and bass in worship bands and stuff like that in church, all throughout my teens into my 20s. I was in bands in my early 20s. Fine with doing the live stuff like that. And then I hit my 30s and no longer had bands, no longer really went to churches, because, the whole coming into Torah and all that stuff. And unfortunately, I kind of skipped out on the church experience from there on in. So I stopped. I got rusty. So then I had to just start recording music, and that's what I ended up doing. And yeah, I haven't played live in a long time, and I'm a little self-conscious, to be honest. If I have to be honest with you guys, right? Because liars apparently are going into the lake of fire, so I can't be doing that. I don't plan on becoming a crispy critter. That's not part of the plan. So one of these days, there's potentially going to be me whipping out the guitar and playing. We'll see. Small steps. Okay, so I'm going to go. Hold on. Oh, did I get rid of that? I did. How do you go back to that? So I wanted to just kind of, Bob Cleveland saying, love your recordings. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. John 14, sharing it again. Is it still massive? Looks massive on my end here. Was that good, guys? Sorry. I got to talking about music. Got distracted with Kingdom and Context generosity. And was that good? Can you see things okay? Hopefully you can. I apologize. We'll just go through it. So the context of John 14, we have Yeshua here. This is in and around the Passover. They actually just are, they might be right in the middle of eating it. John's interesting because it's got several chapters that aren't found in the Synoptic Gospels. So he has this amazing conversation with his disciples kind of during that Last Supper event of the Passover meal. And they're washing feet, they're they're exposing Judas for who he is, and then it kind of transitions into chapter 14 here. So we'll just start with this. Do not let your heart be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. So obviously, guys, I mean, I could go on and on, like expounding on this stuff because there's so much here. I mean, verse 1, believe in God, believe also in me. This is Yeshua. This is Jesus speaking, right? And he's saying to believe in God and believe in him. But for the Trinitarians in the house tonight, that reads weird to me. Isn't he God? Isn't he like the God who came in the flesh? Well, for those of you who don't know who I am and my ministry and what I've been teaching for the last several years, we don't promote Trinitarianism. I'm not going to go into great depth with this because I'm sure for those who are following along in the chat here, who are observing this live stream, you guys already know what I believe about that. But quickly, for those who don't, who may be new here, I'm not a Trinitarian. For verses like this, right? And there's many that clearly differentiate two entities. You got the Father, you got the Son. Here, Yeshua Jesus is saying to believe in the Father, who is God, right? Believe also in me. So there's two. You got to believe in the God, the Father, and you got to believe in the Son, Yeshua. Two. And he's telling you to believe in the Father, right? So he goes on to say in verse 2, in my Father's house are many dwelling places. For if it were not so, I would have told you, for I go to prepare a place for you. That is, I don't like to say like favorite scriptures because again, there's too many of them to really, chalk up to a favorite. But I love this one because we get to see Yeshua talking about his Father's house. He gives us details on the Father's house. There's many dwelling places in this house, which is a literal house. Again, for those who are new to this channel, don't know what we teach here. We teach that the Father has a literal house, right? You can like knock on it. You can bang your head on it potentially, right? It's real. And it's being stored in the third firmament layer above us currently. And it's coming. And so here Yeshua is saying that his Father's house has many dwelling places. And Yeshua thought it was wise to inform his disciples about that. Guys, there's a lot of places in there, and I'm going there to prepare a place for you. We know that after he ascended into heaven, after his death and resurrection and ascension through the firmament layers into his Father's house, he's currently preparing our dwelling places. I mean, that is at the crux of the gospel message, is this understanding of the Father having a house for us, and that the Son gets to bring us to that house. He gets to actually provide a way for us to be able to walk in his house, which a lot of people don't talk about, unfortunately. I didn't hear this type of message growing up. It would have been really awesome to be sitting in a pew at church when I was younger and hearing about the Father's house and being told about how literal it is, instead of, you just go to heaven when you die and that's it. End of story. There's no explanation on what the heavens are like, what the Father's got up there. Like none of this stuff I never grew up learning about. So it's just amazing what happens when you actually start to read the scriptures for yourself. You remove yourself from your denominational biases and you read the scriptures with new eyes. Like you just read the words for what they are, right? And you have to come to certain conclusions that are different from what you may have been brought up learning about. And that's not to bash those who helped me along the way in my childhood and into my teens and all that stuff. People who love God and have been teaching the Bible and preach behind pulpits. Hey, I'm not bashing you guys at all. Love you. It's great. My heart is to go into the details a little more. And I think because Jesus does that, he goes into the details, right? So I really want to know what the details are so I can help edify those of you who want to know them too. Verse 3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also. That is another, I mean, yeah, that's just amazing. He's going to prepare a place for us. So he's reiterating on what he just said in verse 2, and that he's coming again to receive us to him. So he's gone. He's in this place. He's in the heavens, right? That's where the house is. That's where the tabernacle is, the temple that he's currently ministering in as our high priest. And he's promising his disciples here, and by extension, us and all believers who want to join in the covenant, who want to join in this big house party, that he's going to bring us to their house one day. And yeah, his disciples, it's really interesting as we continue down this chapter. They're not really cluing into the relevance of this. It's so fascinating because he's with them for, I mean, some scholars say, as low as 1.5 years to up to 3.5 years, depending on which scholar you want to listen to. But either way, he was with them for such a long time, it seemed like, right? So he got the true source of knowledge right from the vine itself. And they were still kind of like confused, which is wild. I mean, obviously we're going to be confused too, being 2,000 years removed from that context. So yeah, I'm just really happy that the Father has allowed me. He's graced me with the ability to understand these things. It's truly a blessing. It's a game changer for me. It's made the faith so much more of a blessing. It's made it so much more relevant and exciting. So many Christians kind of just drone through their faith walk without knowing about this stuff, and I'm like, how? It's really fascinating to me. Lindsay, hey sister, and it's finally live. Yeah, finally. I know it's only been how many years? I think I've been doing YouTube stuff for about what, 4 years or so. Yeah, I know, it was time. So yeah, let's continue on here, guys. I'm not going to go through the whole chapter. I was hoping to keep it around an hour. We're approaching that. This is still technically a test, a live stream, so I think it's going okay. I think I can do this. If things were like glitching up and catching fire, I was gonna pull the plug on this live streaming thing. So nothing like that has happened yet. So I'm pretty happy about that. I should probably address this though. Who's Julie Toesable? Sorry, I'm not sure if I pronounced that properly. Thank you. That's amazing. You guys are so cool. Yeah. How are you guys doing in the chat there? This thing moves quick. How many people do we have in here? Why can't I see that? I'd love to know how many. Do I have to go like on my phone to see? 89? Is that accurate? Cool. I didn't think there'd be that many for my first one. Shalom, guys. Thank you for joining me. That's amazing. I gotta do the shameless plugs, okay? Like hit that like button and subscribe. Do all that stuff if you don't mind. If you don't, that's fine. I won't judge you. Yeshua judges you. Let's get rid of this really generous super sticker though. How do you do that again? Okay. So let's just do the next couple verses here, and then we'll probably call it an evening. Verse 4, and you know the way where I'm going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we do not know where you are going. How do we know the way? Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. And that, I mean, that's like John 3:16, right? People know this John 14:6 verse verbatim, right? Like, I'm the way, the truth, and life. No one comes to the Father but through me. Everyone knows that. But when you really break that down, how that works, there's so much depth to it, right? Because Thomas here is like, how do we know the way? Like, how are we supposed to know where you're going? He's just told him he's going to his Father. I'm going to the place where I'm going to be preparing places for you, Thomas. And he's like, well, where are you going? And how do we know the way? And he's telling him, I am the way, like, AKA, like, fast forwarding through all this, theological stuff that we see throughout the rest of the New Testament. We know that Jesus is the way because he was granted with the authority of the Father the ability to resurrect those who are in covenant, those who are sleeping in Sheol, asleep in the earth, as it's idiomatically expressed. People who are in Sheol on the righteous side of Sheol, waiting for that great day when that trumpet blasts, the seventh trumpet, and they're removed from the womb of Sheol. And so he gets to facilitate that experience. I really do hope that Yahweh hits a record button on that day and just like we get to watch it like, I don't know, like maybe a month later after like the dust has settled from the carnage on the earth and the people are coming to New Jerusalem as it sets down. And I'd like to I want to be able to see all the things, like the constituent elements that make up the day of the Lord, because there's a lot going on, guys. It's pretty impressive. But yeah, Yeshua is telling Thomas here, I am the way to where, I'm going. I provide you that way. I'm the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me. So this is part of the amazing gospel message, is that Yeshua is not being allegorical here. Our goal as believers is to get to the Father, to the Creator, the one who created the heavens and the earth, right? We want to see him. We want to be with him. We want to be able to walk up to him and be like, wow, like you made me and all this happened. Like, this is amazing, right? And the only way that we can get to that point is if Yeshua resurrects us. So that's a big portion of this gospel message, guys. That just, again, I'm going to be stressing that a lot here. I have in my videos, for those of you who are new, who have no idea what I'm talking about or have eyebrows raised to what I'm saying here. Yeshua is the one who makes the way, literally, by resurrecting us. So it's so cool. Hopefully Thomas got that. I mean, my suspicion is that he didn't quite get it because, as we know, like he was really perplexed when he saw Yeshua kind of show up like in the middle of a locked house and saying, hey, how's it going? Peace be to you. Shalom Aleichem, right? And Thomas was just like, what? Like, he even heard a report that Jesus has resurrected. And he's like, well, I'm not going to believe unless I put I got to touch him, right? And Jesus is like, hey, here I am. Come touch me. Believe, right? So Thomas, unfortunately, he needed a little bit more convincing, I guess. But if we continue to go down in this chapter, Philip is asking questions too, and he seems to be confused. They're all confused, and rightfully so, right? They lived in a confusing milieu, I guess is the word. Like, the religious environment of their day was just so intense and corrupt and confusing. So many traditions, so much oppression by the Roman. Like, it's just, yeah. So I can't, hindsight's 2020. Obviously, we can see this and be like, what? How did they not get it? But I likely would have been in the boat and Yeshua came up to me and said, follow me. I'd be like, who are you? Why would I do that? I need money. I need fish. Sorry, bud. So, I love the disciples, and they just show real human elements throughout these interactions, which makes it so awesome because Yeshua is not like, he's slow to anger. He's slow to he's very patient with them, which I love. It's so good. But guys, I might continue on chapter 14 in a subsequent live stream, or I might go somewhere else. I don't know. It's not going to be it's going to be kind of like an informal thing, just like hang out, like I said earlier in the stream. I'm not going to be like, we have to go through chapter 14 and that type of stuff. So there's going to be some flexibility with this. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, and I appreciate your interactions here, and thank you so much for joining me. Like, I know it's probably an odd time for the majority of you guys, and yeah, I might stream live a little bit later, depending. But again, I'm assuming the majority of people are from the States, and therefore the time zone's quite a bit different. But yeah, join me next week for sure. Unless Sean has, something change in his schedule, or um, the Gestapo come and arrest me. I don't know, I shouldn't joke about that. We're doing the live stream next week. So yeah, please join us for that. Gonna have Sean on. We're gonna discuss the Days of Noah series that he's working on. Looks amazing. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too, and I hope you do join us. And before I sign off, we'll just do a quick couple chats here. Who else we got? Susan Jean Wilkins. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, so looking forward to eternity with Yah and all of you. So great to see so many brothers and sisters in Yeshua. It is amazing, isn't it? Like I'm stoked personally. Sean, if you're still here, brother, I appreciate it. But do you recall a conversation we had years ago when we were really digging into this kingdom stuff and resurrection stuff? And I had asked you about, I'd invited you proleptically, I guess, to come over to my house in the kingdom. I was like, Sean, I want you to come over to my house in the kingdom, and I want us, when we're there in the kingdom, to reflect back on this conversation while we were mortals. It's kind of a mind bender, but I think we'll be able to do that. I think we're going to be able to recall certain things for sure on the other side of the resurrection. And so I'm excited, guys. Like I'm excited for what the Father's promised us. We live in a really dark world. We know that, it's not like it's a surprise to us. It's going to continue to get hard. So I want to encourage you guys to keep the faith, remain in the Word. That's what's going to get you through this. Remaining in the Word, prayerfully petitioning the Father for courage, for strength. Just love your neighbors, love those around you who are having a harder time with things in life. It matters because we got to get people to know what this message is. We got to encourage folks because ultimately we know what the end result is, and that's something I guess worth dying for. I understand why the disciples, the apostles, were eventually got to the point where they understood, and they were like, okay, this is worth, getting beheaded over, getting crucified, whatever it is. Like, this is a message that's really worth going through, that type of thing. So let's encourage each other. Let's remain in him as he remains in us, and remain in his love. Thank you so much, guys. What else? Do we have anything else here? Lindsay, was that you? Did I get you before? Did you send me 2, Lindsay? I don't know. Maybe that was a duplicate. If you did, thank you. Like, just stop. You guys have like a baby coming and stuff. Save your money. Yeah. Did we get everything here? I think so. Sean says, I got to pull Sean up, obviously. Agreed. We'll know we've been resurrected and redeemed from the mortal life. Otherwise, what would be grateful about? What would we be grateful about? I'll come over and we'll play music together to praise God. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. We'll have Scott Stapp over too. Hopefully he'll be introduced into the resurrection, and then we'll sing, and it'll be great. Well, guys, yeah, I think that I could keep going on and on and on, and maybe I'll just do some live streams where we're just talking in the chat, because this is kind of cool and fun to do. There's so many of you, though. There's so many messages. It's hard to get to. Yes, the future is bright. You got that right, brother. It is bright. Good stuff, Ken. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Guys, yeah, that will be it. I'm hitting the hour mark, and that's kind of what I wanted to do tonight. So I appreciate you. Love you guys. And please, again, join Sean and I next week for our live stream. It's going to be a good one. Shalom.